Hi Capricorns, welcome to your April 2019 monthly readings. I've been MIA for a couple of months. Life. I moved, getting a new job, so there's been a lot going on. And those of you that have watched me for a while know I believe in energy, so I need to have my energies correct in order to do this. So now that I've moved, I have more free time. It's just getting organized. So last step left is the new job. So making the decision to pick which one. So for you guys, I'm going to be doing the no, show, and grow readings. I like these readings. I feel they're highly valuable. It's about the self, which I believe spirituality is about. Like I think it was a Virgo or Taurus's one of them. There's an old African proverb that states that when you face the enemy within, the enemy without outside can do you no harm. So that's the way that I kind of look at spirituality. I don't believe in messing with free will. Like it's something that I do not like to do. I don't spy spiritually on other people too. I kind of think you can't do that. That's just my opinion though, and my perspective, right? I kind of think when people do that, they shoot themselves in the foot. They create the very thing that they were trying to avoid. I don't mess with love because love is the most precious gift on earth. So if love does come up in readings, I try to look for solutions, right? Because I'm not going to assume things. There's a saying that when you assume things, quite often the answer is in the question. And then when you assume things, it can make an ass out of you and me. So assumption is not something I like to do unless I have all the facts and figures. So to start it off, we got I am thankful. I am shadow. It's a pretty dark, dungy card. We'll see what comes through though. I am nurturing. You got a lot of green in here, and the thing I'm getting with that immediately is health issues. The I am shadow, that's kind of fitting. Like I don't want to make that sound like a bad thing, but you do have Saturn in your sign, so you would be dealing with shadow things as a Sagittarius. Okay, I got strong Scorpio too. I do have some Libra, more in the asteroids though. So I've been experiencing, and along with Cancer and Leo, and I got all the exotic signs in my chart except Aries. Which is probably why I start stop a lot, or I've dealt with Saturn quite a bit. So it's a hard lesson to go through. It depends on the house it's setting in though. If it's your first house, you want to see what your first house is, right? So for me, like I'm a Sag sun. However, my sun sign along with 4 other planets sit inside Cancer. So when Saturn was in my sign, pardon me, Mercury retrograde, I was dealing with a lot of the Cancer issues, right? But as a Sag. So see where your sun sign, what house it's sitting in. That might give you some clues to the things you need to heal or work on. Also where your Saturn placement is as well. So if you like, for me, my Saturn sits in Scorpio, and that's because my South Node is Scorpio. So like your South Node is the information that you, or they say, your past life, right? So the one you've mastered. So in a past life, I've mastered being a Scorpio. However, with mastering being a Scorpio, I came into this world with my lessons being in Scorpio. You don't get away with mastering something that easily. So it's kind of a little joke the universe plays on you. You have the Queen of Swords. I like her. All right, she's got a bad rep. She's quite funny and witty. You got the Moon card. You have the Knight of Swords. All right. When I see the Knight of Swords, I get concerned. Because my dad's Capricorn, where it's like that's either me or my sister coming in his life, where the 10 of Wands, right? I'm 34, but I'm always going to be seen as a child in my parents' eyes. The 9 of Pentacles, And then you had an extra card that came out. It was the Four of Pentacles, but you got the Tower card. Dun dun dun. It's not that bad, you guys. I'll pull up the extra card for that guy. Somebody else had the Ten of Wands in the same placement. I don't recall who it was, though. So what you need to know is I am thankful, the Queen of Swords, and the Ten of Wands. Okay? So this is talking about you need to be grateful for what you have, thankful for what you have, you know? So how can we word this? It's like there's some people in life, you know, they're born blind, okay, but you have sight, and that's something that you don't appreciate, you know? You might be concerned about, I don't have enough money or whatnot, but you have sight, and not a lot of people have that. You have a lot more than what others have, okay? With the Queen of Swords, again, she has a bad rep. She is highly intelligent. She's no holds bar. She's pretty straightforward and direct. It's not a woman that you can mess with. She has foresight, right? So she can see things coming before they happen. Pardon me, you guys. I've been doing these videos, so my throat's getting sore. The Ten of Wands is burdens. So yours is a bit harder. So I feel like for you guys, okay, and I'm not reading this in the, I deal with energy, so the way I'm interpreting it, I'm going by what I'm feeling. And I feel like for you guys, a blockage for you guys is that you're very, you're taking on the Queen of Swords energy. And in some cases, you're going to have to do this, but in a different way. The way that I feel like your blockage is, because you have the Ten of Wands, there's a blockage here, okay? It's a completion, but it's actions being taken, and it's by the self, so you have to take these actions yourself, okay? You're learning lessons. The Queen of Swords is super direct, okay? So I feel like one of your blockages is the Queen of Swords characteristics. Okay, so that means you are too logical right now. You're very emotionally detached. And part of being thankful is allowing emotions in, okay? Using your heart too, not just your mind, okay? You can't make decisions always based on just your mind, okay? Your mind will trap you sometimes, okay? You do need to get more emotional, okay? Because your blockage is you're too logical. And it's like you're not being logical. Like you do, this is confusing, okay? You do have to take on the Queen of Swords in some aspect, but not in the aspect that you've been taking her on. I feel like the aspect that you've been taking her on, or him, is with the people around you. You're very emotionally detached. And you have the I am nurturing, and you need to work on nurturing relations with people, which means being more emotionally available, doing more heart-filled things. It's not just saying things, it's doing things, okay? How you have to take the Queen of Swords characteristics on with the logic, okay, because she's very logical, is the nurturing aspect in yourself. So what have you been doing that's no longer serving you? And logically reflect on that. So if you're not eating properly, well then logically you're going to have to be the Queen of Swords with the no holds bar and be real and truthful with yourself. Like, I need to be more physically active. Okay, I can't point my finger at other people. She can hold grudges. All right. She can be bitter. She's in the upright position though. So she's not. She's extraordinarily intelligent. You got to be balanced though, okay? The way you do not want to take her on, or him, again, I don't want to have to say that every time, her or him, is the blockages you're putting up with the people around you. You're not facing your emotions, okay? And how you can tell when you've taken on that aspect is one, there'll be more anger. Okay, you'll be more angry. Two, you're not going outside and doing things. Okay, or you'll be drinking a lot, spending money a lot. You do, in some aspect, have to face your emotions. That is coming through. So what you're unsatisfied with, you have to face that. Okay, if you're running into blockages, again, the blockage would be the Queen of Swords, being too emotionally detached. Okay, so wherever you're having problems, it's because of the emotional detachment. All right, more emotions need to be given. All right. Again, this is only going to happen when you take the actions necessary to do it. So if you've been hurt and you're emotionally blocked, you need to accept the fact that you've been wounded from it and try to heal it. If you're going out and partying a lot, you're avoiding emotions. If you're drinking a lot, you're avoiding emotions. There's some sort of aspect that you got to deal with. And again, the way you take the Queen of Swords characteristics on, one, if you're a male, you have to do it in the feminine aspect. That doesn't mean that you're feminine. It just means that you need to consider how your actions are causing reactions in every other aspect of your life. It's not just one avenue. Okay, a man, when he's considering things, it's usually about one avenue. When he wants a new job, he's just thinking about finding a new job. Whereas a woman, she's thinking about how is it going to affect every other aspect of my life, my family, my friends, my free time, my hobby or education. She's considering a multitude of things. So if you're a male, it's asking you to consider how your actions or reactions are causing an effect in multiple areas of your life. Okay, so it's kind of like when you're having problems at home, you're taking that over to work, or when you're having problems at work, you're taking that home with you. Okay, it's affecting other aspects of your life. Whatever you're not dealing with is affecting other aspects of your life. Okay, what you need to show is you have I Am Shadow, the Moon card, and then the Nine of Pentacles. So this is kind of like the shallow things in life don't matter, because how can I put this? Some of you are more concerned about appearances. And again, that African proverb, when you face the enemy within, the enemy outside can do you no harm. All right, so you have to face the enemy within. The enemy is not outside of you, it's inside of you. Okay, so with the Moon card here, again, that's emotions. All right, it does have to, the Moon card is Cancer, but in this card I see Pisces. It is Pisces. No, Pisces season past. All right. This is a Libra card. The Libra full moon just happened. So it's like some hidden things will come to light after the Libra moon is kind of what I'm getting. I Am Shadow with the moon and the Nine of Pentacles. It's like you could be more focused on work than the emotional aspect of things in your life. The people around you, your children, your spouse, you're avoiding through work. All right. Aries does this really well. You're more concerned about finances. Okay, and at the end of the day, when all is said and done, and we leave this life or universe, the only thing you're really leaving behind, sure, you can leave finances, okay, but generally speaking, is memories. Okay, like you're here to make memories, and you're leaving behind memories. So what kind of memories do you want to leave people? Good ones or bad ones, right? Like with the Nine of Pentacles, this is talking about everybody's like, oh, it's finances. Oh, they're well off. It's the single ladies card, right? Like, or single man's card. Not necessarily. You have an owl in this card, which talks about profit. All right. Could be financial profit, but it's like prophet in the sense of like, God's prophets, okay, or whatever universe, spirit, life, whatever you believe in. It is associated with prophets, though. The owl is all seeing too, so sees everything, right? So you need to see your shadow side, okay? Some of you need to get closer to water. For you men, maybe a fishing trip. I feel like for you men, even you women, you have a lot of green here, which has to do with health, okay? Health and wealth. If you've been focused on your wealth a lot, then you need to be focused on your health. All right? Cancer is like past lives as well. Has to do with ancestry. So if there's in your past, you seem to have been very at some point in your past you were in a good place, okay? And I feel like it's health wise, and like you really need to. So how can I'm not saying this properly. Mercury retrograde, you guys. What were the things that you did in the past that made you feel good? Did you play a lot of basketball? Did you run? Did you play tennis? Did you write books? Did you write music? Okay, those things that you did in your past. Okay, I don't know how long ago. 10 years ago, it could have been. It could have been a year ago, 9 years ago, 9 months ago. What were the things that you did that brought you this feeling of like you felt good about who you were? You know, that doesn't make sense, eh? I'm trying, people. You need to get back to that, all right? Materialism doesn't matter. It seems like if you have a family, your family needs more love and tenderness, like your children. If you have a son, you need to find common ground with them. It's like going out and doing things and making memories, all right? Like, especially because the Queen of Swords here is like the detachedness. Is that even a word? I don't know. It needs to go, all right? There's a place and a time for that. Like we talked about. If you're using that, then you need to use that energy because you're being given this energy. So you need to use that energy to be truthful and honest with yourself and cut the BS. She's about no BS. What is it that you need to do and the changes you need to make and hold yourself accountable for it? Stop looking outwardly at other people and start focusing on you, okay? Some of you guys, like I said, like 9 years ago, 10 years ago, you lost some aspect of you that you used to be like back then. So, whether you used to build cars and you stopped building cars, you need to get back to that. Like you played sports, you need to get back to that. You got to start feeling good about yourself in order to change your surroundings. What's good for you is good for others. Okay? What you need to grow is you got the I am nurturing, the Knight of Swords, and the Tower. Okay? With the Four of Pentacles. So we already talked about the nurturing aspect. It's like the I love yous, the eating healthy. How can we? I'm trying to think of how to. Actually, you know what? Okay, my dad is a Capricorn, and I've noticed this about him. Okay, and this is applying here, but it's just small and minute. It's not on the level that it's asking you. My dad, when he got a heart condition, he got better. It took a couple of years, but his nutrition was quite important. He had to eat healthy and walk, and he gained a lot of weight, and he ended up getting really healthy. Okay, he used to be on this like the whole family used to laugh about it too, because he could probably open up his own business doing this. What do you call those? Smoothies. All right, all natural fruit smoothies he used to drink, and he created all sorts of them, and he was on a kick of doing that for like a year, and he's given it up. right? And it made a big difference in his life when he was on that kick. His moods were different. He felt good about himself, right? Because he was getting the proper nutrition in his body. So it's like that. Okay, so, and that was in the past. I don't know if that was 10 years ago, though, or 9 years ago. I don't think it was that long ago. It was more like 4 years ago. So, you know. So for him, I'm going to start nagging him to get back on that. That's the Knight of Swords, right? Speaking the truth, okay? But this is applying to you, so I'm just giving an example, right, of what I know. Where for you guys, with the Knight of Swords energy, it's what you need to grow. So the Knight of Swords is not afraid to take chances, not afraid to speak the truth. You know, he's action oriented, all right? So you need to be action oriented in this nurturing process. Okay, you need to come to terms with something. Allow the tower to fall. Okay, and for some of you guys, whether you're male or female, it's like, you know, if you're getting older and you're like, you're not liking the fact that you're getting older. I don't know if like it's bothering you or something. Okay, being older is a privilege. Okay, you don't need to be worried about the cosmetic things. Maybe some of you are worried about the cosmetic things. I personally think everybody who gets Botox, they all look the same. And I don't understand how they think they look better. I think they look a little ridiculous. You know, unless you're like Jennifer Aniston. I don't know if she's had work done to herself, but I've always said this, if she has, she's got somebody that was really good, right? Like, but everybody else, and I'm sure there's a few more, they all start looking the same, right? But it's a privilege to get older. So if you're like reflecting on your youth, because I kind of see that, you like reflecting on your youth or the way things used to be, you can get that back. That's not going to happen though, right? Just by thinking about it. There's no thinking about it. With this one, there's no movement. She sits on her throne, or he sits on his throne. Everybody comes to him. But what you're being asked to do is take action, is movement. You got to move. You got to start making the changes. Nothing is just going to happen because you want it to happen. It's going to happen because you take the actions on it. There's no pointing the finger or blaming people. You want your relationships to get better. You got to have the uncomfortable conversations. Okay. You want to move. Well, then you got to take the action and do it. All right. You want your finances to get better, then you have to take the action and do it. And this is an apprentice card. I call it the Knight's Apprentice cards because they're learning. They're in the process. They have to actually do it to gain the experience. All right. So, I mean, in some case, you already have the knowledge, but you don't have the wisdom, which is experience. Okay. Knowledge and wisdom are two separate things. You can always gain knowledge. You read a book, you watch a video, a how-to. Okay, that's knowledge, but wisdom comes through experience. So you're being asked to go seek the knowledge out and then gain the experience, which means action-oriented. Do it. You have to actually do it. Hold yourself accountable. No excuses. You have the Queen of Swords and the Knight of Swords, which means there's no lying to yourself or to others. It's just coming out and doing it. All right. The Tower card is not always bad. Okay. I actually associate the Tower with Saturn. Kronos. All right. Kronos had the power to try to shut it down, right? Like, things can't be the way that they've been. There has to be changes made. Okay? You can't hold on to the old way of doing things. Okay? I'm going to pull out some extra cards. The Knight of Swords is blunt, yes. The Swords character's got a bad rep, okay, but there's a need for them. Their information, you need to find some sort of information out. Do the research, or this is like, even the Knight of Swords could be like an old friend, because you're reflecting on the past, I feel like, that you used to do things with that was highly valuable to you because you have the I am nurturing, that you can call up and you can do things. right? This is like, if you want things to be better in your family, it's like having game night with your family and friends instead of having dinner when um, you got the Eight of Pentacles, which is working on things. Okay, this is not his back is faced towards everybody else. He's not concerned about the opinions of others or how it affects them. Okay, like, and I don't mean immediate family or those closest to you. Is society. He's not concerned about how it affects society. It's like, if you want a better relationship, your ego and pride can sometimes get involved with men thinking, "Oh, I don't have to do dishes." All right. But your wife is always complaining to you to do the dishes because you think it's going to demasculine. Oh my, can't say that word. Demasculine you. No, that's not it. Okay. Your masculinity is going to be affected. All right. Well, who cares what society thinks? Okay. You doing the dishes is going to make your wife's life easier and it's going to make your life easier. So just do them. Let your ego and pride fall to the wayside, man. Because you're going to be a lot more grateful for it. You know what I mean? If you're a man and you're like, oh, I can't cook. Well, you can't cook because you say you can't cook. You actually haven't done the actions to attempt to do it and learn it at the night. He's learning. All right. You need to learn in some aspect how to do things. But it's like, if you are used to having dinner with everybody at a different time, or they're all watching TV or in the room eating or whatever, and you got kids and in the house, this is talking about eating at the dinner table together. All right, having a family game night together, trying new things. Okay, because knights are out there to experience things, which means you got to try new things. All right. Eight of Pentacles is working on things, and Pentacles have to do with the earthly manner. So it's like health and wealth is a lot with this, okay? But what you're placing value on is highly important too. Some things have more value than other, and it's not always money. All right, money's replaceable. People aren't. So you need to be concerned about the people. Right? You can always find another job. You can always make more money. You can always get a second job. Okay, but the people, once they're gone, they're gone. You can't replace them. All right. If you get divorced, you can remarry a person. If you haven't done the work on yourself, though, then you're just going to end up in the same situation as you were previous. Whether you're married or, you've dated people and you had long-term boyfriends or girlfriends, you broke up. If you haven't done the work on yourself, you're just going to place yourself into the same situation. All right. And a lot, the detachedness is not going to work with people. You want to bring them together. All right. Your health, you can't put a value on that either, right? You can't pay somebody to make you healthy. You just can't do that. You have to take the actions and speak the truth to yourself, and you have to do that. This is work though, all right? You want your family to get better, you do that. Like, it's smart to have individual time with them. So if you and your wife don't have date night, you can always call up your parents, your brother, your sister, cousins, whomever, friends, to babysit your kids while you go and have date night. All right, date night is important. Okay, and a lot of men, okay, they think that, oh, because I took my girlfriend or my wife or on a date, that they're going to get lucky. Okay, and women, it doesn't work like that. Women want to know that you are, with the Queen of Swords, um, that you are mentally and emotionally attached with them, right? So you're listening. You're actually listening to what they're saying, and then there's action being taken on it, right? So if they're asking for improvement in some area, then that's to be done, all right? But also with this woman, okay, she's quite witty. Um, it's like, know your battles, all right? There's some things that aren't worth fighting about and that are ridiculous. I brought this up in somebody's reading because the energy they had in it. So it's like, if you've been arguing over the toilet seat for a couple of years, all right, that your husband always has it up, right? And you're like, why can't you just put the toilet seat down? Like, you gotta get logical with yourself, speak the truth, and know that, hey, man, he's actually like lifting the toilet seat up, so there's no spackles on your toilet seat when you put it down. He's doing half of the work. Okay, it's not fully, but you got to give him credit, right? Is it that big of a deal that you got to put the seat down? What would be more of a bigger deal if he didn't lift the seat up and you had spackles on it every time you had to go to the washroom? You had to fix that. You know what I mean? Like, know your battles. Okay. But it is saying that action has to be taken. You want better health, you got to do that. If you want a better education or a better job, you got to research. You got to be an apprentice. You got to do it, right? Holding grudges or emotions is not going to, especially if it's against other people, it's not going to accomplish anything. The only person you're harming is yourself, right? If your ego and pride get in the way, the only thing that's going to harm is you. It's not going to hurt anybody else. It's hurting you, okay? And I'm going to pull one Shaman Oracle deck, or card from the deck. Oh, well, you got two, so we'll read the two. I'm just going to take a sip of coffee, you guys. All right. Oh, you got two of the same category. You got the Hunter of Mysteries. The images are a bit weird because they're from caves all around the world. Okay. And then you got the Hunter of Conflict. There's two people battling it out, and it's a battle of wits, really. So I'm just going to read it from the book. Okay. Bear with me, you guys. I should be pushing pause. I don't want to risk the video deleting, though. Okay. We'll read the Hunter of Mysteries first, because that came out first. Pardon me. So it says, I am the Hunter of Mysteries. I seek the depths beyond depths of being in order to find enlightenment. I am a true seeker who pursues truth in order to bring it to you, who desires it. I teach the magic that inhabits the inner side of being. I accompany you when you are in need of deep understanding and a sense of connection to every part of life. And, you know, that's what we were talking about, disconnection, right? And this guy's a seeker, right? He's out there seeking things. With me, you discover harmony and a sense of belonging. It says, mysteries are the hidden inner side of life. To our ancestors, they are the great mysteries, the rituals and ceremonies by which they command with celestic beings. So for us, we are able to deepen our awareness of the world around by plumbing the mysteries of life itself. The Hunter of Mysteries stands in the shadow, but prepares to emerge into the light, where he will guide us on our path. In following his lead, we enter into a state that is timeless, spaceless, unformed. By exploring deep within ourselves, we give form to our thoughts, our aims, and our actions. Okay? It's talking about inner truth, deep awareness, change. Oh my goodness. Resurrection, inner power, access to spirit, engaging with energy, perception renewed, connection to all life, and spiritual alignedness. I stutter when I read, you guys. It's like a shyness thing, stage fright. You should have seen me as a kid. All right. So the Hunter of Conflict. I am the Hunter of Conflict. Though I may seem fierce and intraceable, I hesitate to draw my sword except in defense. Rather, I seek peaceful ways to help you resolve options in your life. And while I may use powerful energies of conflict to fuel myself, I do not seek to gain victory over others through violence or aggression. Okay? I exist to seek out the source of your inner conflicts and find ways to heal and restore you to a state of wholeness. Conflict, though we seldom choose it willingly, is deeply embedded within our collective psyche today. just as it was for our forebears. Now, as then, we see conflict over territory, position, and ideas, and often these can lead to the destruction of values and ways of life. The hunter of conflict stands beside us to seek out a path of healing and counsels us to be peaceful, to lay aside old grievances and inner debt in our own lives. We may often feel at war with ourselves in turmoil over decisions we must make. Letting go of such anxieties clears our mind, restoring balance and inner peace. Okay? Has to do with struggle, determination, resolution, finding better ways, restoring balance, facing obstacles, courage, energy, healing, and harnessing strength to achieve peace. Okay? I really hope that this helped you guys out. I apologize for my speech. It's going. It's Mercury retrograde, and I've done quite a few videos, so my throat's starting to feel it. I haven't done these in a while, you guys. Hopefully that helped you guys out. I appreciate any comments and likes, all your support, and I'm sending you guys a lot of love and light. Wishing you a happy April. And namaste. I will talk to you next month. Ciao for now.